Hello, my name is Austin Lucas. I'm from Bloomington, Indiana, and I'm very, very happy to be here today in Chicago. Doc Watson is a huge influence on me, has been for years. He just passed away, unfortunately, and obviously, Bill Monroe, Stanley Brothers, the Louvin Brothers, Graham Parsons, Emmylou Harris, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, That happened because a really good friend of mine named Corey Brannon, who was on the Revival Tour, and I think a lot of people are familiar with him. He's also on Bloodshot from here in Chicago. He had been on it the year before, and the headliner was Montgomery Gentry. And basically, I think it was a combination between him and my booking agent. They had asked Corey who he thought would be a good fit for the next year, and he told them that that I was the man for the job. And then my booking agent also submitted me for the tour. So basically, that's how that came about. It's like kind of a cross-pollination between another artist who had been on there, who was a friend of mine, and my booking agent pushing for me. I mean, Willie's old. He's 79 years old, and he's not really around a lot. He shook my hand. He told me I sang beautifully. That was a big moment. I hung out with his son a lot, Lucas Nelson, and Willie's daughter Amy was on the tour also, so I spent a little bit of time with her as well. I think that the coolest thing that I learned from them, I guess I did learn it from Willie, even though I didn't technically learn it from him, is that they're a showbiz family and they're sweet and genuine, you know what I mean? And like it taught me that it doesn't matter how big you get or where you come from, there's always room to be a good person. That was very inspiring.
Well, I said, go West Emily. Yeah, you got my blessing, but you can't expect these eyes of mine to watch
you leave. Well, we did a split 7-inch in 2006, and then we played a couple shows together, and then he said that he wanted to do like a collaboration LP with me. And, you don't turn down somebody like Chuck Reagan, and of course I've been a fan of his and Hot Water Music's for years, so it was kind of just like, yeah, when you want to do it, buddy, So we did that. We recorded that in 2007, came out in 2008, which was the year of the first Revival tour. So I think, I just kind of lucked into the family, you know what I mean? Like I was there at the right place in the right time, and I got to do a month of the first tour, and then I did 2 weeks on the second one, and then just 5 shows on the last one. They're scaling me back in the operation.
Grab your boots and find yourself somewhere. I'll find another lover in the east. Well, I said, go West Emily. Oh, you've got my blessing, but you can't expect these eyes of mine to watch you go West Emily. Grab your boots and find yourself somewhere. I'll find another lover in the east.
It's a road song. I'm married, and I don't have any kids, but I have a wife and a dog, and it's just I did a tour. I actually just wrote that song earlier in this year, and I started my touring year off in at the end of January, and the first tour I did was just like me in my van by myself, and so I was staying in a lot of hotel rooms, like really very seedy places, and I played in Memphis, and I had a show in New Orleans, and I had a day off in New Orleans, and when I was in Memphis, I did a session. They were like, where you got to go? And I was like, well, I'm playing this place later on. And they're like, do you want to just stay here and hang out in the studio? And I was like, no, like I can't smoke in here, and I don't want to keep coming back and forth. There was like people recording in the studio, and it was just a really sweet offer of them, and they're really nice people. But I was like, I can smoke in my van, and I've got Netflix, so I'm just gonna like sit in the parking lot. So I sat in the parking lot for hours, and hours, and like I literally like had to do the session at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My show wasn't until 10. So like I had 9 hours just to like sit around. Finally, I started feeling creepy just sitting in the parking lot of Ardent Studios, and like I went out to go find some food, and then I ended up being like alone in like in Memphis with like nowhere to go, and I just kind of started humming the tune, and like I got to New Orleans a couple days later, and I even more so was like, oh man, yeah, I was like, oh shit, like I'm getting tired of this.
I don't wanna be alone in Memphis. I don't wanna be alone in New Orleans. I don't wanna dwell in cheap motels, dirty sheets and hourly rates. I just wanna put the pedal to the floor, burn up the stage like an old troubadour. I wanna get stoned, but I don't wanna be alone in Memphis anymore. I don't wanna be alone in Memphis. I don't wanna be...
The only real plans I have are just to get this record finished, and I'm going to Europe in February again, and I got a couple tours coming up like in the fall and stuff like that, but nothing completely cemented. So mostly I'm really just trying to get this record finished. So when I get done with this tour, that's the big thing that's got to happen. We already did demos for the record, and I think we're going to go into the studio seriously in August, and it would be awesome to have it done by the beginning of next year is what I'm thinking, because it takes a while. So. AustinLucasMusic.com. If you Google my name, Austin Lucas, you'll find a lot of entries. I'm on Amazon. I'm on iTunes. You can follow me, Austin Lucas IND. Yeah, there you go.